This is the mega compilation cut of the September 1st, 1997 broadcast on Entertainment Tonight on Fox 28.
This is Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
I'll miss her, as everyone will.
Why couldn't they let her be?
Hollywood mourns the death of a princess. From John Travolta's message for Diana's boys to the outrage over the paparazzi.
They're stalkers. They're legalized stalkers is what they are.
Entertainment Tonight reports from around the world with the latest on the investigation.
I'm Mark Steinis in Paris, where prosecutors today leveled claims that Diana's driver had been drinking.
And I'm Julie Moran with the latest details from Buckingham Palace.
From Di's famous friends to her legions of fans, the royal tragedy that rocked the world.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she was dead. I still can't really.
Joan London. GMA has lost ratings. Do you feel they blamed you for that? Were you pushed out of GMA? A provocative and personal ET cover story as Joan tackles the tough questions about leaving the show.
The other thing that I hear people say, was it because you were getting old?
All the details on Joan's GMA departure as she sits down with Jan Carl for an ET exclusive.
See, you make me cry.
Terry Bradshaw tackles TV.
I love you, man!
From the gridiron to daytime gab, meet the new couch quarterback turning talk shows upside down.
Women dig me.
You got the sex appeal? You got the sex
Chicks dig me.
appeal?
No, chicks dig me. I'm tell you why. Welcome to Entertainment Tonight, everybody, for Labor Day, Monday, September 1st, 1997. I'm Bob Goen.
And I'm Mary Hart. People around the world are saying a long, tearful farewell to the people's princess. And their shock at Diana's tragic death is giving way to anger at news today that her driver was legally drunk. ET's Mark Steinis is in Paris with the latest on the investigation. And Julie Moran is in London as Hollywood royalty mourns a friend. We begin with Julie.
Mary, I'm here at Westminster Abbey where mourners will pay their final respects to Princess Diana on Saturday. Their grief is mixed with anger and bewilderment over the news of the driver's blood alcohol level. But among the members of the Hollywood community, this report has not lessened their shock and outrage.
A short while ago, Buckingham Palace confirmed the death of Diana, Princess of Wales.
I think the whole world is in a state of shock.
When I first heard the news, I did cry a lot, and for different reasons. The first was because I didn't like the idea of meaningful lives being cut short, and the second for her children.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she was dead. I still can't really.
Eventually something that between paparazzi and celebrity was going to eventually go awry.
She was the most famous woman in the world. Her radiant face had been bathed in the lights of seemingly millions of flashbulbs. Now, along with the rest of the world, Hollywood is in mourning over the tragic death of Princess Diana. And for the stars, her death hits very close to home. Many of them live in the glaring eye of the paparazzi, and they know firsthand what it's like to have a price on your head for a picture.
I think what is the world coming to? This is absolutely, it's so disgusting.
Tom Cruise knew Princess Diana. After learning of the high-speed crash, he called CNN to express his shock and anger.
It is escalating at this point, and we're just devastated about this.
The haunting images of this Parisian tunnel become all the more eerie, with the reports that Diana and Al Sayed's driver was intoxicated. The media's obsession began with Lady Di when she was still a teenager, and first linked with Charles. She apparently had no idea what a fishbowl her life would become.
I'm amazed that she's been brave enough to take me on.
I never encouraged the media. There was a relationship which worked before, but now I can't tolerate it because it's become abusive, and it's harassment.
Diana admitted she often courted the press to publicize herself and her charitable causes. But over the years, she lost her privacy and resented the fact her image had become such a highly profitable commodity.
They've decided that I'm still a project after 15, 16 years that sells well, and they all shout at me telling me that. oh, come on, Di, look up. If you give us a picture, I can get my children to a better school.
The paparazzi are not the credentialed press photographers who take pictures of the stars at public events, but rather those who pursue their prey relentlessly.
The press, by and large, are fantastic. We're talking about a small renegade group. They're stalkers.
I think that laws do have to be made for this kind of thing that's happening with the paparazzi, whether it's pursuit or whether it's invasion.
She helped people. She made a difference. Why couldn't they let her be?
The funeral has been set for Saturday, almost a full week after Diana's death. Officials have done this so that the public will be able to pay their respects to the people's princess. Back to you in Hollywood.
Okay, Julie, thanks. Well, as the world turns its attention to Diana's funeral next weekend in London, the new revelations from Paris have cast an even darker shadow over Diana's death. And for that part of the story, we turn to ET's Mark Steinis in Paris.
Bob, I am standing at the mouth of the tunnel where Diana's life came to a crashing end. As French police investigate the circumstances surrounding this very tragic event, we have retraced the final moments of the princess's life before everything went black.
Diana and Al Fayed dined here at the posh Hotel Ritz to cap off their vacation in southern France. The couple left the hotel by back door to avoid the horde of paparazzi. According to reports, Al Fayed's regular driver was sent with a car as a decoy to lure photographers away. Then the couple, along with Diana's bodyguard, tried to secretly escape in an armored Mercedes driven by the number 2 hotel security guard. The pursuit accelerated into this tunnel with speeds at least double the 30-mile-per-hour limit. But what's worse is a startling report today from the Paris prosecutor's office that the driver, Henri Paul, was drunk. In a phone interview with CNN, Tom Cruise revealed a chase like this is a common occurrence between these walls.
I've actually been in that same tunnel being chased by paparazzis, and they run lights and they chase you and harass you the whole time.
Only this time, there was tragedy. Swerving out of control, the Mercedes struck head-on into this pillar, which is now marked by flowers.
The haunting pictures of the wreckage taken inside this tunnel bear eerie similarities to another accident, another princess lost. Princess Grace of Monaco, like Diana, was adored by millions the world over. And like Diana, her life ended suddenly, with screeching tires, broken glass, and twisted metal.
It was 1981 when a young Lady Di met Princess Grace. No one could have known they would meet the same fate. Like Diana today, the death of Grace Kelly stunned the world in 1982. She was embraced as the Princess of Monaco after a wedding to Prince Rainier that was the crowning event of 1956. But like Diana, her storybook life ended too soon, the result of a deadly crash. While behind the wheel in Monte Carlo, Grace suffered a stroke and plunged 120 feet down a cliff. A mother as well as a princess, Grace left behind 3 children. As mourners now remember Di, thoughts turn to the children that she leaves behind, Harry and William, and the outpouring of support for the boys reaches all the way back to Hollywood.
I want to be there for them if they need me, and I mean that literally. 24 hours a day, I'm very dependable when it comes to this kind of thing. I've lost people in my life, and I know how to help you through it.
Prince William and Prince Harry have been kept in seclusion back in Balmoral, Scotland. Meanwhile, here in Paris, a makeshift shrine has been erected here at the Flame of Liberty, complete with flowers and messages of love for Diana and hatred for the paparazzi. The royal family is now concerned that with the death of Diana, the paparazzi will turn their lenses on a new target, her 2 sons. Mary?
Thank you, Mark. It may be impossible to keep the young princess completely out of the spotlight, but perhaps after this tragedy, the tabloids will give William and Harry the space they need. Diana's death has touched millions, if not billions, of people. A fairy tale with a tragic ending, one that none of us will ever forget. Barbara Walters knew Diana well, and coming up on E.T., she shares her personal stories of the princess, her life, her laughter, and her new love.
Just as it was beginning to be a little bit of that fairy tale, she died.
Then, Joan London, an E.T. cover story as she gets ready to leave Good Morning America this week. She tells about her new man and her weight gain.
Do you ever worry I might gain the weight again one day?
Next on E.T.
Introducing Band-Aid brand antibiotic bandages with doctor-recommended antibiotic right on the pad for powerful protection against germs that can cause infection.
I am Band-Aid brand, 'cause germs don't call me.
New Band-Aid brand antibiotic bandages from Johnson & Johnson.
Everybody knows the old rules of photography.
I hope that's the right film for direct sunlight.
But new Kodak Gold Max breaks them all.
Using the same film in here?
Why not? New Kodak Gold Max makes just about any light the right light.
And now, the cha-cha. And that shot will never come out.
Of course it will. And all in the same roll of film. So ignore the rules.
Too dark!
Just remember, if this film isn't in your camera, imagine the pictures you'd miss. New Kodak Gold Max.
You never know how much I appreciate you letting me use this place. You know,
Your name again?
It's Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers, yeah.
I know, it's an easy
Used to
one.
know a singer named Kenny Rogers.
Right, that's nice.
If this doesn't give you ideas, one of these will. Classic recipe. The unexpected side.
The only thing worse than losing the man you love
My life is completely ruined from yours. Separate.
right,
Right.
is meeting the woman he married.
I'm sorry, but I really hate you. I'm ashamed to admit it. No, it's okay because I really hate you, too. Really? Yeah. You're not just saying it? No.
Ally McBeal premieres Monday, September 8th on Fox.
After more than 20 years, Joan London says Good Morning America for the last time on Friday. But first, she sat down exclusively with Jan Carl. And in this Entertainment Tonight cover story, she showed us the Joan London we never saw at 7 a.m.
Were you pushed out of GMA? GMA has lost ratings. Do you feel they blamed you for that? Have you thought about how you'll say goodbye?
They're the tough questions the world has wanted answers to ever since the morning Joan London made this big announcement.
Then I'm going to move on to prime time.
Here we go. It's Friday. After 21 years of waking up the country, TV's premier morning show host is getting ready to say goodbye, America, and sharing the details of her departure with Entertainment Tonight in her very first TV interview.
I've always said that the day I leave Good Morning America, I will sit down and write them a thank you note and say thank you for the 20 best years of my life. I don't know, 4 or 5 inaugurations, Olympics year after year.
Bungee jumping comes to mind.
Bungee jumping, you know, I mean, well, see, but look at even that. It has been my ticket to adventure.
Mixed in with the action were Joan's more personal on-air adventures. Over 2 decades, fans have seen her through 3 on-air pregnancies, 1 messy divorce, and a 67-pound weight gain.
I sometimes watch now and I think, how did that ever happen?
Do you ever worry I might gain the weight again one day? Or
I go up and down like everyone. You think that I always stay perfect? I have 3 wardrobes just like the rest of you, you know? I have the 8, the 10, and every now and then when you start into the 12, you say, oh my God.
It's that kind of every woman mentality that's made Joan a viewer favorite. But with the show's ratings sagging, Good Morning America underwent a facelift. And amidst changes including a new set, new graphics, and new producers, Joan announced she was leaving, sparking immediate rumors that she had been fired. But Joan insists the decision was mutual.
At this point in my life, if I want to go on and do other things, I need to do it now. I mean, I knew a year and a half ago I needed to do it now, but they just weren't ready to let me go yet.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that I hear people say, was it because you were getting old?
You know, I don't think that there's any way we can sit here and say that there isn't I don't even know if it would be fair to say a network mentality. I think it's a mentality of this decade, quite frankly, that everything younger is better. And maybe there's something to that. And you know what? If so, great. Then I did it when I was supposed to do it, and I'll go on and do other things now.
Those other things include a surprise move from the news biz to showbiz. 19 years after turning down a role in the Dustin Hoffman hit Kramer vs. Kramer, Joan the anchor is becoming Joan the actress.
So we could see Joan London in her own sitcom.
Well, we're not there yet, okay?
But we could see it. It's not with outside the realm of possibility.
I actually do have 3 or 4 sitcom offers on my desk.
Supporting Joan every step of the way are her 3 daughters and her boyfriend of about a year, Jeff Konigsberg, whom she calls her Rock of Gibraltar.
Everybody keeps asking us, when are we going to get married? And the fact is that we're in a relationship, just like anybody would be in a relationship, and you have to let it progress like it normally would until it's soup yet. You know the old saying, is it soup yet?
Is there anything you want to say to your viewers? That's got to be hard. They want to know.
You had to do that, didn't you? I thought I was going to do this on September 5th, but I guess just an incredible thank you. And then I'm going to miss you, too. See, you make me cry. Okay.
Thanks, Jan, and Joan, too. Joan's first post-GMA sitcom gig comes up on October 1st. She will appear on the season premiere of Murphy Brown. Mary?
As Joan London gets ready to say goodbye, a new titan is rising on the TV horizon, Terry Bradshaw. Coming up on ET, which is tougher, tossing a football or having your own talk show?
I was sweating like crazy.
Then, Diana's former companion, James Hewitt, reacts to her death.
I'd like to say how much I loved and admired Diana.
Next on ET.
Freshest fragrances, created by nature, captured by Glade.
Are you holding the drink, or has it taken hold of you? Will you continue to let alcohol run your life, or will you take control? We know you didn't intend for alcohol to take over, but you can choose to make things better. Let go of the drink, and let us give you some hope to hold on to.
For information, for help, for options, call Inland Behavioral Health Institute.
You've done the math and figured out that you can consolidate bills and still afford to make some home improvements. But the lenders tell you that you don't have enough equity. Hi, I'm Dan Marino. If this has happened to you, call First Plus Financial at 1-800-510-PLUS. They'll lend you up to 125% of the value of your home, less your first mortgage balance. There's no application fees, and you'll get an answer before you hang up. Don't listen to those other lenders. Call First Plus at 1-800-510-PLUS.
It's time to save on America's #1 selling cars and trucks. It's the Great American Ford Sales Event at your Northwest Ford dealer. With great deals on any Ford Ranger or any Ford Escort. Get either one with $1,500 cash back or low 2.9% financing for up to 48 months. That's $1,500 back on any Ranger or 2.9 financing on any Escort. You choose $1,500 back or 2.9 financing on Escort or Ranger. So see your Northwest Ford dealer today before the Great American Ford Sales Event is over.
I am new Dove Caramel. I put a spell on you. Silky, smooth chocolate. Buttery, rich caramel. 'Cause you're mine, I am Dove. I put a spell on you.
Tomorrow on Entertainment Tonight, from Mouseketeer to convicted criminal.
People forever think of you as this shoplifting mouseketeer.
A shocking arrest. Her days behind bars. For the first time, the Mickey Mouse Club's Darlene speaks out in the E.T. cover story.
Strip searched. You know, you're just made to stand there naked.
Plus, a personal tour of Sylvester Stallone's $27 million Miami mansion up for sale.
We thought we'd downsize a little bit.
That's tomorrow.
Former football star Terry Bradshaw is kicking off a brand new career. He's turning talk show host and teaming up with ET's Chris Raggi to score a TV touchdown.
At first glance, you may ask yourself, what is football great turned sportscaster Terry Bradshaw doing hosting a daytime talk show that targets housewives? Terry's got a theory.
Women dig me.
You got the sex appeal? You got the sex appeal?
No, chicks dig me. I'm tell you why.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me.
Tell you why. Women are attracted to people they feel sorry for. They are. Truly.
What do you think? Easier to raise boys?
Boys.
But don't feel too sorry for Terry, whether he's exploring motherhood with Adrienne Barbeau or the finer points of chicken with Kenny Rogers. This is one good old boy who's out to change daytime talk.
I love you, man.
Good chicken.
I got all the albums finished.
Terry says that in the 2 weeks since they started taping Home Team, he's gotten much more comfortable quarterbacking the show.
I was sweating like crazy. I mean, you wouldn't believe it.
So damn cold in here now.
I was wondering what the heck. But you know what? I didn't sweat a drop today. Now, it's only 20 degrees.
You're looking good, you know what I mean? And on the day I visited, he was even joined by his wife, Charla, and their 2 daughters.
Girls, can I ask you this? Are you at all worried about possibly having Daddy's hairline? You got this beautiful hair, you hate to lose.
Yeah, you know what? I'll play catch with you if you'll give me some of that hair.
And Terry's hoping to score a big interview with his appeal to the one actress he most wants on the show, one who he's had a long crush on, Meg Ryan.
Meg, if you're out there and you guys, I know your agent or something, you want to come on here and make my life complete, I'm asking you right now.
You gonna be all right? Can you finish this for me?
Thanks, Chris. Home Team with Terry Bradshaw debuts next Monday. Incidentally, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, was scheduled to be one of Terry's first guests, but she canceled after this weekend's tragedy. Her spokesman tells ET that Fergie, quote, has lost someone she has always considered a sister and a best friend. There are no words strong enough to describe the pain in her heart.
She personified our childhood images of a princess. Those magical moments are like snapshots in our minds. Now Diana's senseless death has brought millions together in mourning, and a world worse off will never forget her.
I considered Princess Diana a friend. There was nothing really that was pretentious about her. I found her so charming.
It wasn't just Barbara Walters who could feel it. The warmth, the grace, the charm, they seemed to flow from Princess Diana as easily as a river to the sea. Even when she was known as Lady Di, in the months leading up to her marriage, her coy smile and knowing innocence captivated millions. But it wasn't until she wed Charles in 1981, the fairy tale nuptials beamed live to nearly 1 billion adoring viewers, that Diana's lot was cast and her fate sealed.
This was a young woman who wanted romance, who wanted Prince Charming, and this was a man who needed a queen. And from day one, although we didn't realize it then, it couldn't succeed.
That it couldn't succeed wasn't apparent for years. Diana took the world by storm, and it was a better world for it. She redefined royalty, influenced fashion, and when she became a mother, the picture seemed all the more perfect. But of course, the storybook fable was just that. There were serious problems in her marriage and bouts with depression. Things got messy. Infidelities were revealed. And today, her former lover and riding instructor, James Hewitt, told reporters he was devastated by her death.
I loved her and will miss her terribly.
In her personal life, there was a void. That is, until recently, when she became involved with Egyptian multimillionaire Dodi Al-Fayed.
This was the first relationship since her marriage that she could talk about publicly. And just as she was beginning to enjoy herself, just as it was beginning to be a little bit of that fairy tale, she died.
In the end, the tragedy that occurred in that Paris tunnel not only served to darken the city of light, but it also seemed to extinguish a bit of every flame that burned inside of every heart that Diana ever touched.
The suddenness of it and the fact that she is so young will make her, for generations to come, a mythical figure.
ET's Julie Moran and Mark Steinist will continue our team coverage from London and Paris, and we will have more on the deaths of Princess Diana and her boyfriend, Dodi Al-Fayed, as the story unfolds. We'll be right back. Closed captioning provided by...
Our Honey Peanut Balanced Nutrition Bar is stirring up a lot of attention these days. This all-natural snack satisfies hunger for hours in a variety of delicious flavors you won't soon forget.
To take advantage of the great deals at the Dodge Big Summer Clearance, you're going to have to act fast. Because with combined package values and discounts of up to $13.50, our supply of Dodge Dakotas will rapidly run out. With package values of up to $11.85 on the mighty Dodge Ram, time isn't the only thing that's going to fly. Get to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance soon, because the clock is running. See the friendly Northwest Dodge dealer near you.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. We all know credit card debt can pile up fast, with interest rates as high as 18, even 20%. That's why the Money Store created the Credit Card Consolidator. Using the equity in your home, it lets you replace all those high-interest bills with a single low monthly payment. One you can easily afford, and it may even be tax-deductible. To find out more, call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
Until now, toilet paper has been made from wood pulp and chemicals. Give your family cotton, not wood. Because you want the best for your family. Purely Cotton is the first innovation in bathroom tissue in over 100 years. It's not wood like ordinary toilet paper, it's real, 100% pure cotton. So it's naturally designed for sensitive skin. That's why doctors recommend Purely Cotton.
Purely Cotton. Never before. Naturally better.
This little girl is 16 days old, but she has actually been getting pedigree puppy for more than 9 weeks already.
Dr. Fran Smith, veterinarian and top breeder.
That's because their mother was fed pedigree puppy throughout her entire pregnancy. Once the puppies are done weaning, they start on their own pedigree puppy food. It has all 5 building blocks of good nutrition.
Test proved pedigree puppy with lamb is more nutritious than Ralston Purina's puppy chow and IAM's puppy food. Developed with vets at the Waltham Center. Pedigree, recommended by top breeders.
Tonight, a cat goes into a burning building 5 times to save her kittens. See this all-new story and more on the world's most incredible animal rescues, too. Then, on the summer finale of Roar.
You destroyed everything we worked for.
It's my nature.
But married?
He'd be honored. If it's married you want him, it's married he'll be.
Somehow, some way, I will destroy you!
The Final Secrets. Roar. After Animal Rescues 2, tonight starting at 8/7 Central.
You have the taste, you have the style, but there's one last touch your bathroom needs. Touch of Scent's Elite Air Freshener. Find our elite line of fixtures in a variety of styles and scents.
Promotional fee paid by DirecTV. Want something for everyone? Get DirecTV programming. No one delivers more family movies, first-run films, and more hits every half hour. DirecTV, satellite TV at its best.
Having an ET-style star Labor Day birthday, Lily Tomlin is 58.
Actor George Maharis is 69, and Yvonne DiCarlo of the Munsters is 75.
Xena has a new battle cry, and Grease is the word.
Yeah, tomorrow on ET, Lucy Lawless on Broadway. We'll see you. Bye.
It's not easy, but it's not as hard as a day on Xena, so I'm really loving it.
A crack of the bat, the thrill of the crowd. Godfather's Pizza hits another one out of the park with the MVP. You get a large 4-topping pizza, an order of cheese sticks, a cinnamon streusel dessert pizza, plus soft drinks. Order up the Godfather's Pizza MVP for your team today.
The MVP, large 4-top cheese sticks, dessert pizza, soft drinks, $14.99. Add a second large pizza, just $7. Only at Godfather's Pizza.
The way pizza was meant to be.
Do it.
Introducing the new Yellow Pages from US West. Dex, your directory expert. And you'll be amazed at what it can do. You'll look at the Yellow Pages in a whole new way. But one thing will remain the same. It'll be the one you use. US West Dex, your directory expert.
Put a spell on you.
Silky smooth chocolate.
France bears a tragic resemblance to that of another princess. Kathleen Kennedy looks at parallels between the life of Diana and Monaco's Princess Grace.
Princess Diana and Princess Grace had much more in common than marrying into royal families. Both were beautiful blondes who had fairy tale weddings to the most eligible bachelors of their time. The princesses brought glamour and liveliness to their royal households. Diana and Grace both captured the attention of the world's media and often overshadowed their husbands. Both princesses used their celebrity to help charitable causes, and both gave birth to royal heirs. But neither lived happily ever after. They withered under the constraints of royal life. Diana battled eating disorders and depression, and eventually she and Prince Charles divorced. Grace gave up her successful career in Hollywood to marry Prince Rainier, and in her later years she spent much of her time away from Monaco and her husband. The lives of both women were cut short by auto accidents in France. Grace died of a brain hemorrhage 15 years ago after the car she was in plunged down a steep embankment in southern France. Diana died Sunday of injuries she suffered in a car crash in Paris. Finally, the sudden deaths of the two princesses led the world to stop and mourn the loss. Kathleen Kennedy, CNN reporting.
Diana was admired and respected not just in Britain, but around the world. Here's what some Americans are saying about the death of Princess Diana.
Princess Di is so incredible, and I felt like I need to come out here and pay my respects to her. She's done wonderful things in all of her beliefs and everything, and she was truly down to earth.
I understand that she was in the limelight, but I still think that it's unfair that someone's life has to be that photographic or noticed at every minute of their life. It's so unfair.
We as the public should not support those things, and if we didn't support them, they wouldn't be published as much. But I think that's just sort of the nature of society today. The thrill-seeking and the more notoriety, we feed on that. And I think that's a very sad statement about us in many ways.
I think that the media has hounded and tortured her ever since she became a princess. And it's just very ironic that that's what ended her life as well. So I just hope they leave the families alone now.
The humanity, the part she tried to give to the world. She was a superstar, and not in the movie sense, but in reality of life. And she gave a lot of herself to the well-being of people. I think she remembers that. Not so much the princess, but what she tried to do for the world, to show that there are other people in the world who don't have as much and who she cares. I think that's a lot to say about humankind.
Shock and just devastation. I heard about it last night, or yesterday evening at 5 o'clock, and I've been up all night. And I came out this morning to walk the dog at 5, and they have already had this up, and it's a beautiful, I think, memorial. The world has lost a best friend, I think.
Continuing coverage of the death of Princess Diana in 2 minutes. I'm Dave Walker. This is CNN Headline News.
This is the CNN Headline News Network.